All right, so hey guys, my answer to you guys. I want to give you guys my Bayern Munich versus Chelsea match reaction. Bayern Munich wins 4 goals to 1, and I have to say this on the day. Holy moly, what a scoreline this is for Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich cruise into the quarterfinals 7-1 on aggregate. I mean, this is a thumping, man. This is a thumping. This is a beatdown. I mean, I'm sorry. Any Chelsea fans here, if you're watching this, you guys got demolished. You guys were demolished. You guys had no chance whatsoever. There was no comeback to be seen. And Robert Lewandowski, man, what kind of player he is. He contributed. He basically had a hand in every single goal scored and every single goal on the round of 16 for Bayern Munich against Chelsea. That is unbelievable, man. Bayern Munich, for me, are the team to beat. They have the most complete team end the season. And as a Barcelona fan, I am very, very worried right now and to see how we're going to play against Bayern because holy moly, Bayern Munich, man, they're looking good. They're looking great indeed. I mean, let's look at the lineup real quick, guys. I mean, you got Manuel Neuer, Joshua Kimmich, Jerome Boateng, David Alaba, Alphonso Davies, Leon Goretzka, Thiago Alcantara, Serge Gnabry, Thomas Müller, Ivan Perisic, Robert Lewandowski, man. I mean, Chelsea were short of options, man. They had to roll in a 4-4-2. And let's be real here. Let's be real. I think most of us coming into this game knew that Chelsea couldn't come back. They just could not come back. This margin was too big for them. And if they did have a chance to come back, they should. If they had the second leg away from home, if they had the second leg at home and first leg away, then I would have given Chelsea more of a chance. The fact of the matter is, Bayern Munich were red hot. They turned up here. They came to play, and man, they delivered resoundingly. A great 4-1 win. And let's go talk quickly about the goals, and then we'll talk about why Bayern Munich, for me, are the Champions League favorites. Okay, so first of all, let's go ahead and discuss the first goal. So first goal was a nice build-up play from Robert Lewandowski, who gets a nice through ball. And I believe it was from Ivan Perisic, I think. Let's look at this. Let's look at that. I believe it was offside initially. The referee initially blew it for offside. And guess what? It was a penalty. So basically, Lewandowski gets the ball past Caballero. And he tries to score, right? And the Caballero very much takes him down, makes a tackle, and it's going to be a penalty. It's a penalty, man. Caballero gets a yellow card, and Lewandowski steps up from the spot and converts his goal to make his 12th goal of the season. Okay? Very early goal within the first 10 minutes of the game. It's 1-0. It's 1-0, man. I mean, it's like a big lead already. 4-0 in aggregate. So then what happened next was a beautiful through ball for Robert Lewandowski. He passes to Ivan Perisic, and Ivan Perisic puts in the back of the net. Very good. And it was 2-0. Okay? Then there was a goal that Tammy Abraham just scored. It was such a beautiful goal. Manuel Neuer couldn't save it, and guess what, guys? It was ruled out for offside. I mean, are you kidding me? VAR, man. I'm starting to get more and more annoyed with VAR because these days it seems like some decisions, they're going to be looking at it for such a long time. And then some decisions are like, oh, it's offside or it's a penalty, right? Or it's a yellow card, right? And it's so annoying that they can't be, there's no consistency, right? And that's the thing that's so bothering for me. And I usually don't really like to complain about this stuff. You know, I usually like to move on. I mean, still, man. I mean, it's just so aggravating that the referee is like this. And there's no consistency, man. That's a huge problem. I feel like in the 3 games, the only game I would say the VAR didn't really have much VAR didn't really affect was probably the Man City and Real Madrid game. I would say that was probably the only game VAR didn't really have anything to do in that game. And every other game, VAR had a voice. VAR was used. And I have to say that this is getting very, very annoying. Anyhow, so Ivan Perisic made it 2-0. Okay? I mean, Tammy Abraham, he scored a nice goal. And then finally, he did get his deserved goal from a nice cross from Emerson, I believe was it, and Neuer saves it, and guess what? Tammy Abraham is there on the rebound to make it 2-1, and Chelsea gets their goal. You know, they're flying high, and it didn't really mean much to them. You know, and Bayern Munich they kept pressuring, they kept piling pressure. And one thing I also have to notice about Bayern Munich here is that before we go on to the third goal, is that they rotated their team. They gave everyone a chance. Felipe Coutinho played this game. We saw Odriozola playing this game, Javi Martinez, Tolisso, man. I mean, Bayern Munich, man, they're looking really good for the Champions League final. They're really looking good. Okay, So then a nice cross in from Robert Lewandowski for Tolisso to get his goal in the 76th minute. And then, of course, we have to give it to Ivan Perisic, who makes a good, there was a corner, and Robert Lewandowski heads it in to make it 4-1. Let's see who provided that assist. I think it was Odriozola, Lewandowski heads it in to make it 7-1 on aggregate. I mean, it was honestly just embarrassing it's just too much for Chelsea. I knew that Chelsea were going to struggle. I knew that Chelsea couldn't come. I knew that Chelsea were going to score. I knew that Chelsea couldn't come into this game. And to be honest with you guys, I thought Bayern Munich would use this game as sort of like a formality. I was expecting that, Bayern Munich, they're going to win this maybe 2-0 or something. And guess what, guys? They ended up winning 4-1, which is unbelievable, man. And like I said before, guys, Bayern Munich, for me, look at that full attack. Serge Gnabry, that pace, that acceleration. Thomas Muller, he's been having a great time with assists. Ivan Perisic has been kind of struggling. And, of course, we know how great Robert Lewandowski is. Diego Alcantara, great passing ability. Goretzka has been amazing. Davis, man, that pace from Davis is amazing. Alaba is a great free kick specialist. Great defensive play. Boateng's been amazing. And Joshua Kimmich. We all know how good Joshua Kimmich is. And we all know how good Manuel Neuer is. And this is why, for me, they're the favorites. Because they have the most complete team ever. I look at other teams like... Let's look at all the other teams in the Champions League real quick. Right? We look at Atalanta. They can score tons of goals. Okay? Then we look at PSG. They can score tons of goals. Where's their midfield? Their midfield, to me, isn't that solid. That defense, their goalkeeper is amazing. Atalanta is just about scoring goals. They don't really have... Their defense is not as great as other European giants, And they would look at RB Leipzig. They lost Timo Werner. They don't have a very experienced manager. They have Nagelsmann, who is a pretty intelligent manager, though. I mean, he did knock out... He was one of the few managers that didn't even lose to Bayern Munich this season. He actually avoided defeat. Of course, he knocked out, who was it again? Jose Mourinho in the Champions League. Of course, we know what he did against Raul Garcia. And like I said, guys, RB Leipzig, they could show up, but we know the experience Atletico Madrid have. The Diego Simeone, man, he is a tactician. He is great. And we know Atletico Madrid, goal-scoring-wise, is kind of a hard thing for them. And I think RB Leipzig... I think they're just lacking the control of the game. I noticed some games they blow leads away. Sometimes they lose unexpectedly or they draw unexpectedly. And so RB Leipzig, for me, is not a very consistent team. Okay. The way obviously talk about Bayern Munich. Barcelona, we know on their day, Messi can perform miracles on the day. Messi is so good. But as I said before, guys, Messi cannot do everything. We have seen that time and time again this season. And for me, the performance from Barcelona today was not all that convincing in all that regard. So who knows? Maybe they might turn up against Bayern Munich, who they can play in their absolute best. And we know Manchester City going forward, amazing. Defensively, I do think they're very, very, very shaky at times. And we've seen that Pep Guardiola he can overthink stuff, of course, what he did with Spurs last season, Liverpool, the 2 seasons ago, the Lyon. Of course, Lyon, the underdogs here, they weren't expected to make it this far. And Lyon, let's be real, guys. I don't think Lyon are going to win the Champions League. So, like I said before, guys, Lyon's a good team. We all know what they have: Moussa Dembele, Memphis Depay, Anthony Lopez, Marcelo. That team for me, Lyon, is great. Is it good enough to win the Champions League? Is it good compared to Bayern? Certainly not. So, like I said, for me, Bayern is the most complete team there is in the Champions League. And like I said before, guys, I mean, look at the stats. I mean, look at this, guys. 18 shots, 7 on target, 64% possession, 639 passes, 88% pass. Actually, 8 fouls, no red cards, 1 offside, 4 corners. I mean, they have been sensational, man. And honestly, I don't see Bayern Munich. I think Bayern Munich is the most complete team ever. I honestly think they are the favorites to win the Champions League. They have been the most consistent. They haven't even. They're one of the few teams in the season that remain undefeated. Them, Barcelona, and Manchester City. And like I said, guys, they have never lost a Champions League game this season. They haven't even drawn a game this season. So Hans Flick has done a great job with this Bayern Munich team. And Bayern Munich, man, I'm scared, man. I'm scared about Bayern Munich. As a Barcelona fan, I'm very, very scared. So, like I said before, guys, let me know what you guys think below in the comments below. I'm sorry it's not like a really detailed match analysis. Like I said, guys, it's just my quick thoughts. And so, yeah, Hope you guys enjoyed the video, guys. Peace out.